Welcome back to another episode of Projecting Grandeur. I'm your host, Ron Dichter. Thanks for tuning in. Today we talk about one more. What am I talking about? Consistency. We've been told for years that if you keep doing what you've been doing and expect different results, that is the definition of insanity. Well, guess what? Starting a business can sometimes feel insane. And maybe you need to be a little bit crazy for you to be able to run, start, and grow a business, because it is not for the faint of heart. It's not easy. It takes consistent, dedicated effort for you to achieve those goals. Let's think about Ben Franklin, the inventor of the light bulb. He tried 1,000 times and failed to get the light bulb discovered. And on the 1,001st try, he discovered the light bulb. And now look what the world is. We would be not anything like we are without actual artificial light from the light bulb. But had he quit after the 400th time, or the 500th time, or even the 900th time, we wouldn't have the light bulb today. So to think that you're going to have success and you can define the amount of times you have to do something to get that is laughable. So when someone says keep doing the same thing and expecting different results is the definition of insanity, well, how many times? How many times do I need to do this thing before it is now deemed that I am insane? Because business is hard, and the bigger, the crazier, the more audacious your goal is, the harder it is going to become. So does that mean that I should have success after, is it 57 times, and then therefore if you haven't had success in 57 attempts at something, you should quit? Or is it 75? Or is it 100? Or is it 500? See, the concept of doing the same thing and expecting different results, doesn't work, is not an actual achievable thing, because you can't define how many times something should or shouldn't be done. So I believe that you have to be consistent. You have to consistently put in the effort to get the results that you want. If you are out of shape and you've never worked out in your life, and you go to the gym one time and you don't see success, does that mean that you should quit after day 2? Or what if you're 30 days in, or 60, or 90 days in, and you haven't achieved the goals that you want? Does that make it insane for you to continue on? No. So this whole concept that you shouldn't keep being consistent in what you're doing, you need to understand things take time. You'll often hear me talk about the quarter machine analogy, which is those arcade games where you put a quarter in and it pushes quarters against other quarters, hoping that if you put one in, you might get 5, 10, 20, or 30 coins to drop. And a lot of times you can't see what's happening. You may put in that quarter and it pushes it forward and nothing happens. Nothing moves. Does that mean that you should stop and that, the game is rigged and you can't win? Or does that mean what happened was actually you pushed some of the quarters below, and you made that ledge that's holding the quarters out and fanning them out over the edge a little bit more precarious, so that maybe it's not one more quarter or 2 or 10, but somebody is going to put that next coin in and going to get a windfall of all those coins to drop. So is it insane to keep putting the quarters in? I don't think so. Is it insane to keep working out when you haven't seen the results after a day, a week, a month, or a year? I don't think so. I think these things take time. And again, the bigger, the louder, the more audacious that goal is that you have, the longer it's probably going to take for you to achieve the results. So I am a believer in one more is exactly what you need. When you get tired, when you're at your wit's end and you can't see how you're going to continue on, well, that's when you need to put in one more. Muhammad Ali used to say that he didn't start counting his sit-ups until they actually started hurting. Imagine that. You're going in there and doing sit-ups. You're not even counting. And once you feel that burn, that's when you start counting. And then how many can you do past the burn? So most people, when they go in there and they start doing sit-ups, as soon as they feel that burn, that's their sign that they've worked hard and they can stop. That was Muhammad Ali's sign that he can actually start. So does that make him insane? Or does that make him the champion that he was? So again, business is hard. Growing, starting, and achieving goals takes time. If it weren't hard, wouldn't everybody be successful? And wouldn't everybody start their own business? Of course they would. But it's hard, and most people don't have the dedication, they don't have the willpower, they don't have the fortitude to keep putting those quarters in when it becomes harder and harder. And when you think about what the outside world is saying, is they're telling you that if you keep doing this, it's not going to work. You have to stop. But who's telling you this? People who have achieved what you want? Or people who are sitting on the sidelines telling you and laughing at you that you keep doing this same thing even though your results haven't yet shown? I believe you need one more. And I'm tired of people telling me what isn't possible. I'm tired of people giving up on their goals, their dreams, their hopes because it's hard and because they feel like they've been doing the same thing over and over again and haven't had the results. It takes time. You are not going to succeed overnight. And you have to be willing to continue to put in that effort, continue to put in the repetitions for you to become successful. So this is your wake-up call. This is your sign. If you're listening to this, my guess is that you've either started, are about to start, or want to start your own business. You are doing something in your life, a career that you don't like. And this is your sign to get your butt up, put in the repetitions, consistently go through the motions, obviously make tweaks, subtle tweaks. You know, when Ben Franklin was going through the light bulb, he probably just didn't do the same experiment every time, but he would only change one small nuance, one subtle detail. So this is your sign. Go, get up. Remember, when it's hard, everybody else quits, and that's why you're doing what you're doing, because you are going to be the winner. You are going to be the one that succeeds. You are going to be the one that people look at, and they're going to see your success and say, oh, it became easy for them. But they didn't see the one more that you put in. They didn't see the consistency that you put in. And you don't need to tell the world about it. You just need to get up and do it. So if you're sitting here thinking, when is my time? You know, should I throw in the towel if I've already started? Maybe it's too hard. No, put in another. If you believe in this, you can manifest it, but you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to be willing to put in the time, the consistency, and the effort. So go out there, put in one more. And while you're doing it, share this with a friend. Let's get the message out, folks. Have a great day. Don't forget, one more. That's all it takes. One more. And if it doesn't happen today, one more tomorrow. One more. One more. One more.